I was born an ugly girl. I knew I wasn't pretty because whenever my parents took me out in public, people would point at me and say, "Look at that ugly girl." I grew up with low self-esteem. Then one day when I was 16, I met a guy. He was super handsome with curly brown hair, caramel skin, and eyes that twinkled like stars. But he was also super nice and humble. We became best friends and hung out every day. We'd go to the park and watch the sunset or walk hand in hand through the mall. I never thought he'd be interested in me because I was so ugly. But he told me once that he liked me because I was beautiful inside and out. He was the only guy who had ever said something like that to me. I fell in love with him and started wearing makeup and trying to look better. One day we were hanging out in his room and he went to the bathroom. I looked around and saw his beauty products. There were so many of them. I didn't know what to do. I wanted to look beautiful for him, but I didn't know how. Then I had an idea. Went to the bathroom and locked the door. I took off my makeup, washed my face, and applied some of his beauty products. I put on a moisturizer, then a serum, then a face mask. It felt so good to take care of my skin. I could see a difference right away. My skin was brighter and more even. When I was done, I heard a knock on the door. "Who's in there?" I heard him say. I quickly hid the products and put my makeup back on. Just then, the door opened and he walked in. "What are you doing in here, ugly?" he asked. I ignored him and walked out of the bathroom. I could feel his eyes on me the entire time. Later that day, he told me that I looked beautiful and asked me out on a date. I couldn't believe it. The most handsome guy in school wanted to date me, the ugliest girl in school. I said yes, and we made plans to meet at the movies the next day. On our date, he held my hand and told me how much he liked me. I felt like I was in a fairy tale. For the first time in my life, I felt like I was more than my looks. I felt beautiful. Over the next few weeks, he took me to romantic places and introduced me to his friends. They were all shocked when they saw me. "Who's that girl you're dating?" they'd ask. "This is my girlfriend Yami," he'd say proudly. "She's beautiful, isn't she?" His friends would nod their heads in agreement, but I could tell they were thinking, "What does this guy see in her? She's so ugly." I felt bad that I wasn't good looking enough for him. I mean, why else would he be ashamed of me? Then one day, while we were hanging out in his room, I found his diary. I opened it and started reading. "I'm in love with a girl named Yami. She's so beautiful. I can't stop thinking about her," I read. My heart skipped a beat. Could this be the guy I know? I turned the page and saw a picture of me. He had drawn a heart around my face. In that moment, I realized that he really loved me for me. I was the only girl he had ever loved. The next day, I went to his house and knocked on the door. He opened it, and his eyes lit up when he saw me. "You look beautiful," he said. I smiled and stepped inside. We spent the day watching movies and eating popcorn. As I snuggled closer to him on the couch, I knew that I was the luckiest girl in the world. I may not have been the prettiest, but I was loved by the most handsome guy in school. Years passed, and we grew up together. We got married when we were 21 and had 2 beautiful kids. One day when my son asked me who the most beautiful girl in the world was, I looked at him and smiled. "It's you, my son, because you're my kid and I love you." Then I turned to my husband and whispered, "You know, you were right. I am beautiful." He looked at me and smiled. "You are beautiful, Yami. You're beautiful inside and out."